is the Mercedes-AMG E53 Hybrid 4MATIC Plus, which is based on the 6th generation of the Mercedes E-Class, codenamed W214. No, not V214, because this is based on the short wheelbase. The key is the same as a regular E-Class, however, you get AMG branding here, AMG branding right there as well. Now, this is the most powerful version of the E-Class on sale currently, because there is no E63 yet, even though the BMW M5 exists and it's extremely heavy. Straight away, let's open the engine bay, wherein you realize, oh my goodness, why is it not opening? You realize that the engine bay looks quite cool with this massive thick strut brace, because they've obviously strengthened the chassis. The engine cover looks cool with AMG branding, Mercedes logo, and this red actually adds 1 horsepower. Yeah, the engine bay is quite cool. Get insulation here with different kind of material as well. Meanwhile, I don't know why this fuse is exposed. It should be covered or concealed, but the engine bay is actually quite big. This can easily accommodate a V8. What are you waiting for, Mercedes? Do it right away. This car is available in 6 freaking colors. This color is some sort of a blue, which is not the best to shoot right now because it's raining on and off. Now, obviously, they've taken the regular E-Class and made it look absolutely sporty with this new, more aggressive grille, which has the massive Mercedes logo, which obviously hides the radar for ADAS. There's a front parking camera here. You get 6 parking sensors because this car has got self-park, and you get illumination around the grille as well. Notice this particular color, which is the dark chrome, because this car has the dark chrome package too, which gives you dark chrome around the grille as well as on the door handles. Now, you obviously get the AMG logo right here, power bulges on the bonnet, and the indicator is functioning here at the moment. Massive air intake here. So yes, the bumper is also much sportier, but the air intake is not on this side. Only that part of the car needs to get cooled, not this part. Now, the lights obviously have the welcome as well as the goodbye animation, which looks quite cool. This is the DRL. It says Mercedes-Benz here, digital light on the inside, and the lights are the same as a regular E-Class. But what is not the same as a regular E-Class is obviously the overall size of this car, because this one is the short wheelbase, which means the length is shorter by 143 mm. The wheelbase is shorter by 133 mm. So the overall length is 4.95 meters. The overall wheelbase is 2.96 meters, making this car less in terms of space, but shorter wheelbase means better agility. And overall, it definitely is more agile than a regular E-Class. You can't even compare both of them. This also gets 11 mm wider fenders on each side at the front, and you get these amazing looking alloy wheels. 10-spoke design, however, gets this sort of aero treatment here with AMG branding right there. Now, it has a stagger tire setup, which means at the front 265/40/20s, at the rear 295/35/20s. It gets red colored brake calipers with AMG branding on it, which is part of the dynamic package, which also gives you microfiber micro cut on the steering wheel of the car. It says turbo hybrid right there, but what is this fake treatment? Why is it needed? I don't understand. You get 2 cameras for ADAS there. You also get a dash cam, which is for traffic light view, as well as a rain sensor here. You get gloss finishing on the outside rear view mirrors as well as on the roof. You get a camera here. It also projects logo from the mirrors at night here, which is expected considering this is obviously the fastest E-Class you can buy currently. Now, notice one thing. Here is where fuel goes in, but you can't open it like this. You have to open it from the inside. How do you open the doors? Slide it like this, and then the doors open. Otherwise, they just shut for better aero efficiency. Even when standing still, I use this button to open the fuel flap, which is not opening. What is happening? Still blinking right now, but it's not opening. Bro, I need to fill fuel. Okay, after 3 years, it has opened right now. So it says hybrid here, and it's E25 compliant, the most important thing you need to know, and tire pressure recommendations have been given here. The rear tire size is massive. Well, that's what she said. Let's shut the door, and I realize soft close door is not offered in this car, even though the regular E-Class, when I say regular E-Class, I mean the long wheelbase E-Class, the E220D, the E200 petrol, as well as the E450, which is sold in India, or which are sold in India, they obviously have those features. At the rear, you will notice this ducktail spoiler, a sort of a lip spoiler, which looks quite cool. E53 badging, which has red surrounds to it, and the dark chrome at the rear as well. The lights obviously have this nice welcome and goodbye animation. When you approach the car, the lights turn on with a nice effect, and when you leave also, it turns off with a very nice effect. This is the rear fog. The indicator is functioning at the moment. Reverse lights are there on both the sides, thankfully, and the camera pops out from the rear. Otherwise, it's hidden all the time. You get quad exhaust too on either side with AMG lettering on it. This is the provision for the towing hook, 6 parking sensors because self-park, and you get the reflector treatment here as well. You get this AMG diffuser too, and you can see the underbody of the car nicely concealed. Actually, the battery is right below the boot floor. Let's open the boot. I press a button and there it opens. I don't understand the logic only why it needs to have electric tailgate for a sedan. But the boot size has actually reduced from 540 liters to 370 liters because below this is obviously the battery of the car, because this is obviously a hybrid. So there is no spare wheel, there is nothing actually, there's no way you're going to survive such Indian roads. Anyways, this is the charging cable which comes with the car, AC charging here, and obviously it has to have the tire inflator and the puncture repair kit because no spare wheel. I told you just now. What are you doing? Pay attention. There's this strap here, hook. This is to fold the rear seat down. I press this button and there the seat folds. But the point is, you have to go and push it. It only unlocks it from here. Okay, this one has fallen down. Probably Bhagwati sitting there. And here you obviously get, what is this? Another nice thing. I can't understand only what is this red box. So this is the first aid kit, which is quite premium. This is the manual of the car, which is quite thick. And this is, what is this? I don't know, there's some gift or what, yeah, for AMG owners, because firstly they are inviting you to the AMG lounge, which is good. Power tailgate, I press a button there, it shuts. You obviously get warning triangle as well. AMG as well as the Mercedes logo finished in dark chrome here. Now charging happens from here. Khul ja bhai. Yeah, it's not going to open or what? No, it's not going to open right now because the car is on. But yeah, charging happens from here. It is just AC charging. DC is actually an option. Mercedes-Benz branding here on the door handles. And okay, the seats have fallen finally. Gravity did its part. And let's put it back up. So 60-40 split. You have this massive door pockets at the rear with beautiful finishing as well. You get rear sun blinds, which are manual, but at least they are there, which is a good thing. Red stitching, beautiful leather. In fact, it has got handmade leather, Napa leather with microfiber micro cut, which has been added for a nice feel. Isofix child seat mounts. Seat recline angle is okay. It's not very reclined as such, so it's a bit upright. Meanwhile, once I step inside, I realize there are no controls here, so this feels a bit empty, unfortunately. Height adjustable seat belts, hook, airbags, 9 of them. There's a handle here, there's a hook, there's a light placement here on the top, and space at the rear is decent. It's not great, it's not bad, but it's good enough. However, foot room is decent, knee room is good, leg room is okay, under thigh support is poor. Under thigh support is always poor, I don't know why. And headroom seems to be adequate enough. Now here, I'm just going to put this seat back up. Oopsie doo. Okay, I love the seats. Everyone has an adjustable headrest. Center passenger gets a headrest, and you get this strap here that's for pulling the armrest down. Now you can't access the boot from here. This is for phone holder. This is obviously cup holders, bottle holders, and the armrest is nicely positioned. You get a magazine holder here, and you get rear AC vents, but no control. There's some storage space here. That's it. Meanwhile, the dashboard is very similar to the regular E-Class, but a few things have changed. For starters, there is no third screen here. It is actually part of optional kit offered abroad, not in India. Yippee! And headrest is easy to adjust like this. Beautiful seats, absolutely amazing seats. Now it has got a 17 speaker Burmester 4D sound system, which has 730 watt of output. It has got 4 exciters, 2 each in the front seats, and the audio quality is just mind-blowing. I like the fact that they have this beautifully done handle. Like, look at the attention to detail, just phenomenal. Even the speaker cover is so freaking damn awesome. And you get red colored seat belts to improve horsepower by 2. So yeah, that actually adds to the performance of the car. Getting in and out is a bit difficult in sedans. Obviously, that's the case. But the car looks quite stunning. The regular E-Class looks very elegant. This one somehow manages to look sporty. In spite of the fact that it is an E-Class, it still is quite sporty and nice. I really like it. Anyways, let's step inside, and first things first. You will notice that the seats are actually very nice and comfortable. It has AMG written here and microfiber micro cut on the steering, Napa leather as well. Now you've got multiple seat memory functions, 3 of them. Press a button here. Notice how the steering is going inside, how the seat is moving. You can adjust everything, including the headrest as well. And the under thigh support can be extended too. So under thigh support is never an issue, and you can adjust the lumbar from here. Door pockets are massive here. This is to open the boot this one actually, and this is to open the fuel lid of the vehicle. Meanwhile, this is to adjust the seat, and it gets seat heating, no seat ventilation, which is very surprising. This is the tweeter. Beautiful red stitching. That red stitching is almost everywhere. Look at it, how tastefully it has been done. You get a proper dead pedal there, knee airbag, and that is the electric parking brake of the car. This AMG lettering actually illuminates at night, which is quite cool. And I don't know why this is lifted, because this is hiding a lot of electrical components, so this has to be pushed all the way behind. You get a lot of hard plastics lower down, but soft materials on the top, because obviously they put leather. Steering feels fantastic to hold. What a nice steering wheel, because it gets the AMG drive unit here. What is this AMG drive unit? Basically, you can activate and deactivate a lot of functions from here itself, and then you can also decide from the screen what exactly do you want. You can actually configure what you want to see here. That can be done as well. Right away, I came to the 3D view as well. So you can configure almost everything, which is quite cool. And here you can select the drive modes. So there are 6 drive modes, but there is no race mode here. This is not an E63. Flat bottom steering, AMG branding here, AMG branding here as well. Here you get a wireless charging pad, and you have to keep the key right here. 2 USB-C charging sockets. Push this to turn it. 2 cup holders right here, and there's some storage space here along with 1 USB-C charging socket. In fact, there's a hole here which actually connects on the other side, I think, just to keep the airflow intact. Now, I love the treatment here. I love the treatment on the dashboard as well. This beautiful double stitching too, and ambient light continues all throughout. So it has got 64 colors for the ambient lighting, and you can obviously change with multiple color modes as well. So for that, you come into comfort, ambient lighting, and then you come in monochrome. There are 64 colors here. Multicolor has a lot of views, and in this it has sound visualization effects, wherein the ambient light beats according to the music you are playing. There is no selfie camera in this car, which is not needed. It's a big gimmick. I don't understand the logic of a selfie camera. Only you got some physical buttons, very few physical buttons. This is to come into the charging menu. Meanwhile, this is to come into the parking camera. It has a 360-degree parking camera, which has really good quality. In fact, let's come into reverse and notice I can make this a wider camera. I can change it front, side, rear, left and all, and I can spin it as well. So camera quality is actually very impressive. Then obviously it has got self park, so that is parking assistance. But notice some massive scratches come on the screen, which hurts your heart big time. So easy to browse. First and foremost, the navigation is just super awesome, very well done. And even though everything is too digitalized with everything in this touchscreen, it's still not difficult to use, because the AC menu is always down here. Digital AC vents have been removed, so you have to manually adjust the AC vents now. Yeah, that's a change. And then, oh my god, anytime I press something, I come into the wrong menu. Where was I? See, it can get a bit confusing. So here you can come into air quality, you can precondition the climate as well, and you can turn on and off the AC fan control from here. Dual zone climate control, air conditioning every time you increase or decrease the temperature. Obviously ambient light colors also change. When you go lower, it becomes blue. When you go higher for the temperature, it actually becomes red. So that's fantastic. Beautiful screen. This is a 14.4 inch screen, really nice to use. Every time you turn on the vehicle, it obviously has the AMG logo on it nicely. This is a 12.3 inch screen, which is also quite nice. The menu has changed slightly, so the tachometer is slightly different, because here it tells you what's the charge and power, and obviously it has the AMG welcome animation as well, and you can browse through using this switch for multiple informations. And then you have multiple drive modes, or rather the display modes here for the cluster, but this classic one is my favorite. Obviously I'll keep changing it while driving the car. Now electric adjust for the steering wheel. This is the light control here, and here is the engine start and the stop start. No, there's no stop start only. It automatically goes on battery power. It actually starts on electric mode, EL, and the paddle shifters are useful in another mode. So when you come into EL right now, the paddle shifters actually work for regen. So there are 4 regen modes here. Meanwhile, auto dimming mirror, buttons here on the top for light and for Mercedes Me and for connected car, SOS and all those things. And let's open the sun blind of the sunroof. Dual sunroof, one at the rear, one at the front, with this panel in between. I don't know why they don't give us a big panoramic sunroof only without, okay, now this is going to come back, the sun blind. So let's open it further. No, that's about it. That's how much it opens. it doesn't open any further. That's the wind deflector. Let's shut the roof. Come on, shut. I don't understand what is the logic of this touch control. Can't you have a proper physical button? Mercedes has got real allergy to physical buttons because they are very few in this car. Just these are the ones. This is the fingerprint sensor. This is for volume controller. This is to mute. This is for hazard lights. And this is to come in the car menu wherein you can turn on and off attention assist, steering assist, lane keep assist, all those things you can come into directly. Or you can also come to this menu by simply swiping from the top. Meanwhile, camera view, and this is the AMG menu. Okay, this is the AMG menu. Come on, khul ja. So here you have got multiple drive modes and you can configure everything as per you want. The funny thing is you can actually disengage the sport and sport plus drive modes, and then that sport plus and sport drive mode will not be available in this particular menu. So just activate it. I don't know the logic, maybe it's like a valet mode or for safety, and then you can actually go ahead and decide what all you want in this one. Yeah, you can decide how and what you want, because there are a lot of menus which you may or may not want. So I'm just going to try and configure this. Yeah, see, let's shut this one and let's come here. Those are the things you can have right on your fingertips, which is actually a very cool thing. So great menu, easy to use, and there's something known as MB apps, which have a lot of various options here. The sky is the limit in terms of the apps, because obviously this is a connected car and you can play games if you want. You can do all those things as well. There's a store from which you can download and buy things if you want. Thankfully, nothing performance related, but calendar, YouTube and all those apps have to be basically downloaded. And then in the performance menu, you have energy flow, you have drive, which basically tells you how the power is being channeled. Notice how the battery is placed in the boot. Then there's vehicle data, which shows you acceleration and brake, tire pressure monitoring, the engine data, and the clock, which is so damn cool. The way it comes, so freaking awesome. I absolutely love it. And this is also a stopwatch, by the way, huh? So you don't have to opt for a sports chrono package, unlike someone who is very near to Mercedes plant who want money to give you a stopwatch, which every phone actually comes with. And then the settings menu is very vast. However, once you turn off active brake assist, it will automatically turn on when you turn on and off the vehicle. So that's a bit of a disappointment here. They should have configured that better. Then there's this browser as well, and you get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both of which work wirelessly here, which is fantastic. So as I see it, when compared to the regular E-Class, it's just got some sportier bits on the inside. Doesn't have a screen here, a 12.3 inch screen is not there. Some features have been removed, and that's about it. It is largely the same. It has Mercedes written here on the windscreen as well. Meanwhile, right here you get a mirror and light, and this also extends, which is nice, and you get a microphone. In fact, the driver also gets a handle to hold on to. But the problem is having these sort of touch sensitive buttons, which are a pain to use. Honestly, Mercedes has really messed up the user experience of the car by giving us too many touch sensitive buttons, and no buttons also, everything reliant on the touch screen, which is very, very, very frustrating to use. But you know what? This is the most powerful E-Class, so let's give it the beans. Before that, look at that green badging there telling you this is eco-friendly. Can a 600 horsepower car be eco-friendly? I don't care. Is it fast? Well, let's find out. 1 second, why am I not in the Sport Plus? Okay, soft limiter, let's go. Okay, let's start driving. Oh, that AMG menu always comes, which is so nice. I mean, welcome, goodbye, whatever. Heard that sound? Yeah, notice one thing, the ambient light also does this welcome. The headlights also dance. A lot of special effects here. Straight away, I am going to turn off the air conditioning, and notice one thing, it starts in electric mode, which I've already told you earlier. And I'm simply going to come into the menu here. So we're going to come to energy flow right away. Reverse camera on because we can, and off we go. Hazard off. I have to come in drive also. What am I doing? And off we go. So electric only mode, it's just kind of baffling because it's so amazing. You can't hear a thing. It's that silent. It's like you're driving an EV, but with the potential of going absolutely mental when you get hard on with the throttle. That's the beauty of this this whole system. I think hybrids are the future. Now, camera is not going to work now because we have gone at a speed above 20 kilometers per hour, so it shuts automatically. certain things could be better for something this expensive. Like, where is the heads-up display? There should be a heads-up display, right? I think that's part of optional kit. Even the glove box doesn't get the cooling function, which is very, very weird. And then I hate the haptic feedback on the steering wheel, because it's so damn freaking annoying. And look at the amount you have to turn the steering, not much. So very quick ratio steer. Oops, that was what, a speed breaker or what? Oh my god, I forgot one very important thing. Let's stop here quickly, because that's the most important thing in this car. Come into settings, come into collision avoidance, turn off active brake assist, because that is so freaking aggressive and just not meant for our roads. Now, since we are in electric mode, let me click the pedals. What's changing? Yes, D minus, D plus and D auto. What basically it does is it changes the regen levels. There are 4 regen levels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the throttle here, and notice how the car is slowing down aggressively. Yeah, that is basically absolutely crazy. The 4 regen levels in this car, making it feel like an electric car completely. So let's quickly talk about what this electric motor is all about. First and foremost, this car has a 21.2 kilowatt hour battery pack. It's a 400 volt architecture, which is actually 28.6 kilowatt hour, the battery pack. However, they have kept some like battery pack away, alag se, separately, just so that whenever you want full power, it has the grunt. So that's why they say 21.2 kilowatt hour is the usable one, and the rest is obviously reserve battery pack for full outright performance. Now the thing is that when you go hard on the throttle, you want the peak output, and that battery pack comes into the picture there. It has 101 kilometers of electric only range, which means that right now it's saying 78 kilometers. I have plenty of EV range, which is amazing. Plus it can drive in EV mode at speeds of up to 140 kilometers per hour. That is like almost all driving scenarios in the world except on the German autobahn. What are these bumps and where do they come from?
300 meters.
I don't know what she's saying, but she randomly keeps telling me things which I don't want to hear. So this car can charge with 11 kilowatt AC charging. That's the top speed. However, when I was trying to charge this car, it was apps shut the fluff up. Caution, 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 my foot caution. So the thing is that when I was charging this car now, oh my god, firstly it's a pain to charge with our charging network, but it took a lot of time because there's a setting here which lets you fast charge. So I think it was charging at like 3 kilowatt speed, so it took donkey's years to juice up the battery. And abroad they also have the option of DC charging up to 60 kilowatts. I don't know why they have not offered that in India. That's something that should have been offered in India, which makes me wonder, why am I depleting the battery? So there's a setting called B, which is basically battery hold. What it will do is it will prioritize keeping battery percentage on the higher side for whenever you want to go, maybe in city centers or no emission zones or low emission zones. That is where you want to be in EV only mode. So it will preserve the battery and not deplete it in battery hold mode, which means it will turn on the internal combustion engine, maybe even charge the battery using the internal combustion engine. So that setting is also here, which is quite fantastic. Battery hold, wow. There are 7 freaking drive modes, but the individual one lets you configure everything, and there's so many things you can configure in this car. Plus the menu is so deep, it's absolutely crazy. First things first, this car has the AMG performance package. So with that you get bigger brakes, obviously a limited slip differential which is there on the rear axle, and dynamic engine mounts as well. But the top speed is also increased from 250 kilometers per hour to 280 kilometers per hour. Now you might be wondering, this guy is driving an AMG, why the hell is the car so freaking silent? Because it is silent. Now what do? Silence is the name of the game here because new emission norms are all about silence and just not disturbing the environment and all that bullshit. So it has it has a wider front axle. Now the 4-wheel drive system can send 100% power to the rear axle, which is quite crazy. The steering is lovely. It's direct, but it's a bit too quick. It's just too freaking fast. You have to get used to the quickness of the steering wheel, which may or may not be to everyone's liking. And this car does not have air suspension, but it has got adaptive ride control. Basically adaptive dampers are there. It has variable damping with 2-valve adjustable dampers. The result is that the ride is fun, but it's not floaty. It's actually quite decent as long as you're on such a road. Now this is the time you have been waiting for. First things first, let's come into Sport Plus. Let's go into traction control sport handling mode here, and let's come into the engine data. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor. Rest till 4000 rpm because we are in neutral. Now let's see where race start, not possible. because the car is so damn new. Then off we go. Yeah, the car is very new, so run-in is still being done. 0 to 100 km per hour in 4.14 seconds, which is slower than Mercedes' claim of 3.8 seconds for this variant, which has the higher tune. The lower tune of 577 horsepower goes from 0 to 100 km per hour in 4 seconds, still a lot faster than the earlier E53, which had the same engine but did not have hybrid assist. Okay, it had the mild hybrid assist with I think 22 horsepower boost and 250 Newton meters boost or something of that sort, which used to go from 0 to 100 km per hour in 4.7 seconds. This one has a lot of artificial sounds being piped in through the speakers, and definitely feels fast because of the fake sounds which are coming in through almost everywhere. So we have the same 3-liter turbocharged inline 6-cylinder engine, which makes 612 horsepower or 612 PS of power or 604 horsepower in this car combined output, and combined torque is 750 Newton meters. 750 Newton meters is 100 Newton meters less than the E63, but the power output is the exact same as the E63 with 2 cylinders less. How does it happen? Well, the engine is making 8 horsepower more, from 435 horsepower to 443 horsepower in the E53 now, and torque has increased by 40 Newton meters from 520 Newton meters to 560 Newton meters. But it obviously has electric assist. The electric motor makes 161 horsepower and 480 Newton meters of torque. You can't do A plus B for the torque because that would be 1040 Newton meters. Combined output is just 750 Newton meters. The gearbox will blow up with that much amount of torque going through the wheels. The engine and the gearbox is like a bread or like the sandwich. The inside material is actually the electric motor which sits right between both. What a bad way of describing that. I'm so sorry. Now this car has got race start, but there is no race mode, unfortunately. However, there was no race start in the other car, which was the old E53, but the old E53 had a nose lift function. But this car has become faster by 0.9 seconds, almost 1 second fast with the same engine. But that's all thanks to hybrid assist, making this car way faster when compared to before. But it also feels like a handful to drive because of the additional weight. This weighs almost 2.5 kgs. 2435 kgs is the weight of this car, which is a lot, and I can feel that weight. Okay, there's rear wheel steering which turns by up to 2.5 degrees under 60 kilometers per hour to virtually reduce the wheelbase, thereby making it reduce the wheelbase, thereby making it more agile at lower speeds, and it virtually increases the wheelbase by turning in the same directions as the front wheels above 60 kilometers per hour to virtually enhance the wheelbase for better high speed stability. 2.5 degrees is okay, could have been more, but honestly this car's rapid pace is all thanks to the electric assist, because of which there is no turbo lag which you can feel. It has instant response all throughout the rev range. Let's come into manual mode, for which I just need to press this button and come into manual. Yeah, now let's see whether it holds on to a gear. It does at 6,500 RPM. The gearbox is also quick with shifts. The only thing is, this gearbox is quick with upshifts. With downshifts, sometimes it does hesitate a bit, and although Mercedes claims it has got rev matching and it can skip a few gears while coming down, it doesn't really behave that way in the real world. It's a torque converter, not a dual clutch unit here, because I think that works better, honestly. So the engine is not loud enough, yeah. It's all piped in through the speakers, which is not that exciting, and there are 7 freaking drive modes. So we're in Sport Plus, there's Sport, there's Comfort, there's EL, which is electric, obviously. There is V, which is battery hold. There is individual, which lets you configure a lot of things. And you know what? The dynamics can be basic, advanced, pro. Okay, the suspension can be Comfort, Sport, and Sport Plus. By the way, it does not have air suspension. It has got coil springs. And the drive can be a lot of things. Okay, there can be reduced, battery hold, electric, moderate, sports, dynamic. My God, that's a lot of things inside this menu. And then you have this button for the sounds as well. So let me turn it off. And now, that's the sound of the internal combustion engine, no longer the fake sounds being piped in through. So that makes a huge difference as well. Honestly, I wasn't expecting much, but this car turns out to be faster. When you compare it with the older E53, it is obviously fantastic. When you compare it with the old E63, you're like, not good enough. The thing is that there is no E63 yet, and if Mercedes brings in the new E63, it's going to have the same engine with a lot more electric assist, because that's the direction which Mercedes is going into, and that's what Mercedes already said, that we are going to put a lot more electric assists now and just discontinue the V8 in the E-Class, which is very, very, very sad and disappointing as well. Not something I signed up for at all. And now I'm just going to change the cluster mode here. I'm also going to change a few things here. Firstly, let's come into Sport Plus because that's the best driving mode by far. And come into performance here, and I come into drive. Let's turn on the air conditioning. Okay, menu is easy to use once you get the hang of it, but it's not my kind. Why is it showing me a map? What's wrong? I want Super Sport display. Okay, there it is. Oh my god, the display also has multiple modes inside this. Wow, this is absolutely crazy, but I hate this absolutely worst way of toggling through anything. Why is there no physical switch here on the steering? I don't understand. Only let's keep it for the G-force meter. Yeah, you should reset the G-force values as well. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. That's a Porsche 911 which just flew by. Let's catch it if we can, and off we go. Restart not possible. What is happening? Car is all over the place. You know, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.22 seconds, not bad at all. But I realized one thing here. The problem is that with this car, is the same problem with the M5. Just too much weight because of the hybrid system, dulling the whole performance of the car down. Because with more weight, the internal combustion engine is not going to be able to perform to its best, but obviously the electric assist kind of makes up for it. But more weight is a big problem, because with more weight it means the braking is worse, the handling is worse, the ride is also bad. Not that any of that is a problem here, because the ride is actually decent for something with such low profile tires and this level of stiffness, because they have obviously stiffened everything. They've stiffened the front, rear axle, done a lot more bracing as well. Now the battery can charge via multiple options. There's obviously charging via the oh my god, yeah, I can feel it, my goodness. There is some amount of roll. So yeah, you can charge the battery in multiple ways. Yeah, that was some water splash, and wipers automatically turned on. So you can charge the battery by plugging it in, then you can charge it via the internal combustion engine, and you can also charge the freaking battery using brake energy recuperation. That also happens. What is that vibration? Okay, that 911 looks so damn freaking beautiful. Let me come near it and no, that guy is going to fly on the straights. That's the thing with the 911. It is absolutely bonkers. What a car. And both of them are made like aju baju only. That said, I feel what Mercedes has done is completely remove the AMG feeling and made this car go fast, but remove the soul of the car, because although this is fast, it's not exciting enough. It just feels like a very fast car, which is something EVs at similar prices are even better at, from going from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. This just feels like the AMG soul is sort of taken a back seat, and outright speed is the priority right now, in which regard it actually does a decent job. Now the thing is, that's a 911, it will really slow down, and what I'm going to do is I am going to give it some blinkers. This is the Turbo S. Oh my god, that is not a regular 911, that is the Turbo S, which is going to fly. Yeah, it's going to absolutely fly. Let's see if we can keep up with it. That's about it. That's the max I can do right now. So as I see it, the E53 is a mid gap between the regular E-Class as well as the E63, but I don't know what is taking them so long to bring out an E63, because that's what we want. We want an E63. We don't want more powerful E53s. The E53 has always been the middle child, which offers you the best of comfort and performance, but we already have the E450 for that, which is priced at ₹1.13 crores on road Mumbai. In fact, the E450 is priced around, I think, 15-18 lakhs more than, say, the E200, which is like the base E-Class, and the E220D is almost 1 crore now. So prices are all over the place these days. What is the point of the GST reduction when you reduce the GST prices and you come back to the old prices in a few months' time? Yeah, Mercedes really keeps increasing prices all the time. And that's why I expect this car to be priced at ₹1.8 crores on road Mumbai, which is BMW M4 pricing. The M5 costs ₹2.62 crores on road Mumbai. What's happening? Why is everything so expensive these days? Remain alert, bro. I'm alert. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Race start not possible, and off we go. Launch control will make this car go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.7 seconds. At least I can do that, I'm sure. See, 4.2 seconds and all. I think the battery is getting depleted. It's saying 80 kilometers. So battery is not really getting depleted at the moment, but you know how it is. I feel what AMG has actually done here is given priority to speed. So while this car is an absolute unbelievable engineering exercise, it just doesn't stir your soul. It doesn't feel as connected to you. Sure, it's fast, so are EVs, but it's not that exciting to drive. It's just a very fast E-Class, not the way the E63 was. And comparing to the E63 kind of feels wrong, but then obviously it has the same horsepower as the outgoing E63, and I'm expecting Mercedes to price this at a premium as well, because battery tech and all obviously is becoming expensive day by day. And not to forget, the war has made the cost of importing, the rupee depreciation and all that, also shipping, there are a lot of external factors also pushing prices upwards, which is the sad thing. By the way, the brakes work well, the friction and the regen brakes, both of them switch well, but the thing is, they have obviously upgraded the brakes on the car when compared to a regular E-Class. As I see it, I don't know why would you want to get this car over, say, the E450, because the E450 is so freaking brilliant, but the E450 replaces something even more brilliant, which is the E350 CDI, the diesel version, which unfortunately has been discontinued or not bought in this generation of the E-Class. And on that disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, why am I reciting as if it's some poem? I was so focused on changing the display here. I think I should launch it without uttering a word, because that's what you guys want to hear. Changes direction fast enough, but sort of the weight is all over the place. I don't feel so glued to the road. I feel the car wavers a bit, and I think that's majorly to do with the added weight. It's just too much to handle here. Okay, let's launch it again. This time I'm not going to say a word. You guys listen to this fantastic engine. Yeah, it's upshifting around 6,000 RPM, which is a bit early. Come on, that 7,000 RPM wala feeling, it's gone, because now what spins at that high RPM is obviously your freaking electric motor. And so this is what AMG has become now. More of just breaking records, but not really exciting your senses. And I'm kind of upset because I had a lot of expectations on the E53, although I've always found this car hairy. The E53, I remember I was driving on the track and oh my goodness, what happened. You can see it on the screen right now. Thankfully, I had just come from some winter ice training, and that's the reason I was able to save the car. But boy oh boy, even with four-wheel drive, the car just gave away, and that was because the car was on sport for the traction control, and this car also doesn't have the option of turning off traction control, disappointingly. Now the thing is, look at this, okay? It revs fast. There is that urgency in the way the engine revs. It doesn't halt. It doesn't feel like it will take some time to build performance and hit the red line. It does it, and it does it so instantly. So now is the time to do the brake test. Hazard lights on, and oh my god, that's crazy brakes. That's superb. Absolutely stunning. If race start was working now, I would have gone bonkers today. Bye bye.